Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Spartan Crew Gaming, and today we are talking about Middle-earth Shadow of War once again. Middle-earth Shadow of War developers Monolith went on a live stream on Twitch to talk about all the stuff they did with IGN, and they also mentioned some new stuff which we are going to be covering, so let's talk about that. So first off, we have the Orcs, which we are going to talk about. We have bearded Orcs is the first thing we're going to see. So Orcs are now going to have facial hair. This is really cool. I do not know how far they're going to push it. So if we're going to have Orcs, with handlebar mustaches and, goatees or full-on Gandalf beards, nonetheless, I'm very interested to see that we're going to have these, cool bearded Orcs. Also, we're going to have Orcs just like in the last game that are going to follow you around and just bug you all the time, like jumping out of nowhere and being like, hey, I've got you, let's fight, and they're just going to be annoying, and you're probably going to have to kill them and stuff, because, it's Middle-earth Shadow of War. Why not? They can probably come back to life as an even better nemesis. So nonetheless, really cool to see these kind of orcs. Nonetheless, a new class has been mentioned. They're called Tricksters, and they can use smoke bombs to get out of combat, kind of like ninjas. So they'll drop a smoke bomb and just be like, hey, I'm going to grapple hook away, like Batman. That's not, of course, confirmed that they're going to have a grappling hook and go away like Batman, but nonetheless, they can throw a smoke bomb, get out of combat, and run away. There are also some more orc classes like tanks, and then of course they mentioned tricksters, which we just covered, and snipers are just among a few of them. Very cool to see that. Beastmasters are proven to kill your beasts even faster than other orcs. So if you're driving a Caragor, if you're riding a Caragor, and you fall upon a Beastmaster Ulag or a Beastmaster Orc, and maybe he has a crossbow, he's going to be able to take out your ride a lot faster. And that's not a good thing. So it's really cool to see how the orcs can maybe counter your playstyle, and this is a really cool way to balance the game, I think. So if you like to use mounts a lot, maybe you're a big fan of the dragons when the game comes out, well, if you're fighting Beastmaster Orcs, you're going to have a lot harder time using beasts, and you'll have to go with a new approach. Really interested to see how this works, and see how other tribes can counter your other abilities. Very interested to see how that's going to work. Also, orcs are going to be doing all the same orc things they were doing from the last game, from having feasts, betraying each other, and doing all those kind of awesome things. Nonetheless, the shaming ability that we've heard about since the very first video out in March, it can backfire on you. So shaming an orc, of course, makes his level go down. He's like, oh my goodness, I'm so shamed, I'm not as powerful, but some orcs are like, hey, you're going to shame me. Well, I'm going to shame you by spiking in level and backfiring your entire plan. Really awesome. So some orcs, it will backfire on you, and they'll just get even more powerful. They'll be like, yo, you tried to shame me? That's not going to work. So basically, pretty awesome that those orcs can do that. So your followers can go on independent missions and stuff, so do their own stuff, just like orcs could do in the last game, having their own missions and rivalries amongst the open world. Very interested to see how this works. Hype men orcs can be used basically as a protector for their main orc, and basically kind of like a human shield. At least that's what I'm getting from reading here on the forum breakdown of the live stream. Also, all the information I get for these videos basically comes from the forums. Huge fan of the community of Middle-earth Shadow of War. They are so awesome. There's these guys that break down the stuff of every live stream, and basically kind of gives me the skeleton for my videos in a way that I can build a nice video on. So big shout out to the guys on the Middle-earth Shadow of War forums. Nonetheless, we're going to transition to beasts now. So let's talk about it. So first off, which is kind of interesting, you can drain rats of their I guess, life to use for probably your elven arrows, just like in the last game. Also, you can summon beasts, but first you need to break them with the power of your ring, which, we all knew you could summon beasts, but I guess you have to break them first, just kind of like you have to dominate an orc before he can be your bodyguard. Kind of works the same way. You can use your drake to pick up an orc and drop him for, from a really high height, so kind of like in Lord of the Rings when the fell beast would come and pick up men and then drop them. You can do that. Graug artillery, those big beasts that are bigger than trolls, can shoot down drakes with their, ballistas on their backs. So also another counter. So very cool to see these things. There are no siege ladders in the game, sadly, and but you can climb and blow up the walls. This is really sad news, though, and I'm probably going to put this in the title. There are no Oliphants, Great Beasts, or Wargs in this game, so we have Caragors and Graugs, because I'm pretty sure the studio doesn't really have the ability to use trolls and Wargs, or Rogs, however you say it. Sometimes my pronunciation isn't going to be right, guys, and I am sorry. I'm going to try my best, though. But nonetheless, we will not be seeing any great beasts, Rogs, or Oliphants. So none of those giant elephants that or Oliphants from the Return of the King are going to be in this game, and that is pretty sad. I know a lot of people are wanting that, but guys, I'm so happy. We're getting Ulag High, which are basically trolls that can talk. We are getting drakes, and we're going to get different kind of variations of Graugs and Caragors depending on the region, so I'm not too disappointed. Still, this is sad that they cannot get the rights to this stuff from Tolkien, and it's just sad to see the relationship between Warner Brothers and the Lord of the Rings estate and stuff, or Tolkien estate, still sometimes having issues because there's a lot of history back there. I think they're getting better, but still, nonetheless, sad that these won't be in the game. But, you know, it's okay. There's a lot of things that, you know, I think that we're getting instead of those things, and we're going to have a great story, and the stuff that they've put in place of it with the Graugs and Caragors I think is fine. Still, it's a sad thing. Nonetheless, Monolith will be present at E3. No big surprise here. I'm hoping they're going to be showing off live gameplay and some demos. I would not be surprised, since June is only like 2 months away from their release date by then, and I'm sure they're going to be very confident in showing off their game. Nonetheless, the Orcs from Calibrimber's past will also differ for each player. The engine has been upgraded in the game, so you'll need some more powerful hardware, but it runs smoothly. But I'm very, very happy to see this, because beautiful games are awesome. I do love games that look good. You can use Shadow Pull ability on captains. When you're mounting a Caragor, your main weapon is the glaive, so your like Wraith Glaive is what you're going to be using most of the time. You cannot destroy your legendary gear, and captains' names cannot change. Their titles cannot change. So maybe their names can, I don't know, but their titles can't. There is no inventory limit, so if you're hoping for realism and having to barter stuff off, you don't have to worry about that unless you really like realism. This game will have no inventory limit, so basically you're going to have as much room in an invisible void where you hide all your loot that you can grab. I don't know how that works in video games. No one really cares because everyone loves their loot. Nonetheless, no inventory limit. Really cool to see this. There's some other stuff, but most of this stuff is I don't think it's as relevant, but nonetheless, some really cool things. In every region, there are Sauron's Eyes to conquer to unlock fast travel, but the cool thing is, to unlock these fast travel points, you need to reduce his influence in the region, so you cannot fast travel around and use your magic to fast travel, because Sauron's power is too cool. Very cool to see this. There won't be any gambling for arena fights in the game, so, which I kind of understand. You're going to be earning gear all the time in the game. You know, why would you really need to gamble on in-game currency over your own orcs when you're probably going to get legendary gear all the time for killing legendary orcs? So guys, that's basically it. I'm just so happy that we got to see more information. You guys have been blowing up my Shadow of War videos so much. I cannot believe how well they are doing. I just want to say a big thanks to you guys. You guys are so awesome for liking and watching the videos and engaging. And I'm so glad we're building such a cool community around this game. Of course, I'm doing other videos as well about Overwatch and other things, but of course, Shadow of War is one of my main focuses. I'm really excited to see what this game is going to be, and I cannot wait to play it for you guys. Nonetheless, guys, I hope you have a blessed week. Thanks again for watching my videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and this is your commentator, Spartan Crew Gaming, signing out.